Ferris, and this is Cooking for Bachelors. Well, today we have a really fun dinner we're going to make. So this is called clam bake, or lobster and clam bake. So we're going to start off with my friends, the live lobsters. I hope you like this color because it's going to look really good on you. You know, I tell my kids don't make friends with the dinner. And we're going to cook them in a pot. And this is our lobster pot right over here. Here's our lobster pot. Now what I have in here is an upside down colander and about 1 inch of water. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the seaweed in because that's going to make them nice and delicious. This is all natural seaweed. That's right, it looks like it too, right? Wow. I know you think you're going to a new home, but I'm sorry. I like to steam my lobsters, and that's why there's a colander in here. Some people boil them, but they're going to get totally waterlogged. All you have to do is find yourself a nice big pot. It doesn't even have to be this big. 1 inch of cold water, you put it on the stove, and you just cook it for about 15 or 20 minutes, depending on the size of your lobster. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make some clams to go along with our lobsters. And here's our ingredients back here. We have some oil cooking. We're going to put some onions and garlic in it. And we're going to let that simmer for a little while and cook down. While we're doing that, we're going to work on our salad. What I've done was I took a fresh ear of corn and cooked it. Now what you do is when you're cooking corn, you put the corn in the water and you boil it together. Once you poke it and your fork goes through with a little pop, it's ready. That or you smell corn, because most of the time you'll know if your food is ready when you smell it. And you really can't undercook corn that much. Then to this I'm going to add some black beans. These have been drained and rinsed from the can. Now what we have here is some fresh red peppers that have been roasted in the oven. You cover them with olive oil, and then you just roast them until the skin blackens. Then you peel the skin, and voila, you have these beautiful peppers that you usually buy in a jar, and I'm just dicing them up, and they're going to add some beautiful color to our salad. You know, whenever you make anything and you vary the colors, you know that you're getting a nutritional balance. However, please keep everything as small as possible and all the same size as each other. Then you get this nice combination that's all going to go in your mouth and blend flavors together. Okay, we have scallions that are already cut up. Wasn't that nice? I didn't have to cut them. And we're going to add some basil to this. Now I'm telling you, you can do anything you want. I happen to be putting this combination together because I like it. Corn goes very well with lobster, so let's say corn's your base. You can add whatever you want. You want to add tomatoes, you want to add parsley instead, you want to add chickpeas, whatever you want to add. This is my salad today. I hope you can enjoy the same thing. Okay, now we're going to make the dressing for the salad. We're going to start with some olive oil. And you want to do, as much as you think you're going to need for the amount of salad you have. I'm going to use this orange, and we're going to take the juice from the orange. What you need to do is just poke it with a fork, and you just poke it. And you want almost the same amount of juice as you have for the olive oil. We're going to do a touch of balsamic vinegar, just a touch to sweeten it up a bit. Whoops, too much. Better hold my hand, it's starting to tick. You know that show? I bet nobody knows that show. Okay. And some dried mustard. And now we're just going to whip that up with a fork. Okay, we're going to put this dressing on. And you can't dress a salad like this too soon. You actually want it to marinate a little while the rest of the dishes are cooking. So we're going to toss that. Now remember, this is cooking for bachelors. So this is cooking for 1 or 2 people. You can cook as much as you want. If you want to have a lot of salad, if you think this will be great, this is something that will last for the next day. None of these ingredients will go bad. In fact, as it marinates, the flavor's even going to get better. Now that we have our salad, let's go check on our clams, how they're cooking. Well, let me just show you this, because this is the way the onions and garlic are going to look. A little drippy over there, but It's nice. The onions are starting to become transparent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the clams in, and we're going to cover them up. And we're going to let that start cooking. Now here's something about clams. They should come closed. If any come opened, they probably aren't good. Don't even try, just throw it away. On the other side, once they start cooking, you'll know they're done because they're going to open. If they don't open, throw that away. While our lobsters are having a good time in their seaweed bath, I'm going to make some jalapeno butter to dip them in. I'm taking a jalapeno pepper and cutting it open. Now what you want to do is the seeds are that hot part that you're not supposed to touch, all right? So we're going to cut it out. Just hold the skin firmly and brush the seeds out. All right, so you just slice the jalapeno in really smooth slices, very small. It is not as spicy as you think. Those seeds that I just threw out are really what makes it spicy. And this is just going to add a nice flavor, and you don't have to eat them when you're dipping your lobster in. It's just going to add a little bite to it. So we're going to melt the butter with the jalapenos in it, a little bit of salt, and when that's ready, we can dip our lobster into it. Just put it right into the butter. I have some butter in this pan and the jalapenos. We're going to give it a pinch of sea salt. By the way, I'm only using sea salt. It's really very delicious, and it's the consistency and the larger granules are much nicer as they actually kind of float through your food. They don't stay in one place and they don't salt it overall. So you'll taste each morsel. Let's check on our clams. These are starting to open, so I'm going to add some white wine, and it's going to cook within the clam's own broth. Now I'm going to put this only about halfway up because I don't want it to be too soupy. I'm going to put in some fresh parsley, and I'm going to get some pepper and salt to add. Again, remember, this is fresh ground pepper. That's all you really want in your food, and sea salt. And let's mix this around. And would you like to see this? What? Now, isn't that beautiful? Ooh, wait till it cooks down and the clam sauce and the wine begins to blend with the seasoning, and we'll have delicious clam broth in there. Check on our lobsters. Oh ho! No, he didn't bite me. There we go. Look at that. Some overnight guest I had here, right? Thanks for inviting me to your house. So I'm going to show you how to shell a lobster. We're going to cut down the middle. And open it to serve. I'm cracking the back where I've cut in the front and opening up to serve. You take the claws off and you can crack them with a shell cracker. Take the arm off the leg, the arm off the leg. Oh, this poor thing, but so delicious. Now, some people save the tail for the last because that's the really good meat. And some people save the claws for the last because they like that. So whatever your preference is, you enjoy that. So what did we make today? We made 2 whole steamed lobsters in seaweed, jalapeno butter sauce, zuppa de clams or clams in white wine with garlic, and a corn salad with black beans, red roasted peppers, scallions, and basil, orange vinaigrette. Enjoy. Get off the sofa and start cooking. Just don't watch me.